Alrighty.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Getting you on the grind and improving your mind every single video that we do. Make sure you smash the like button and, of course, subscribe to the channel if you have not already and show some support. So today we're going to be going over 12 lies that you've been pretty much lied to by society and everything about, like, nutrition, fitness, all that kind of stuff. Mostly about nutrition in this case. So we're going to go over this post that we found that we think might be valuable to you guys. We're going to talk about it and help you guys get into the right mindset if you want to lose weight, feel better, and be more nutritionally functional the next few months, especially since summer's coming. I know a lot of you guys want to be in shape. A lot of you guys are trying to figure out ways to improve your health fast and immediately so that when beach time comes, you're going to be ready. You're going to be feeling good out in the sun and you're going to be ready to conquer the summer. So let's get into this post that we found. We're going to be going over some simple guidelines to follow and some helpful nutrition advice to get you guys on the right path this year coming in so that we can have a really good season ahead. And hopefully you guys can use these tips to impact your life in general and your lifestyle and make healthier choices starting right after you're done watching this live stream. So
Yeah.
want to
So
play back.
let me bring it back up here for you. It's from Twitter. This guy Chris Barringer.
Shout out to him.
Yeah, shout out to him for putting it's a thread. So we'll go into the thread. It says big food companies spend billions teaching you about nutrition, but 99% of it was a lie.
Yeah, so guys, pretty much a lot of things you think you know about nutrition is a lie. Somebody, like, for example, you say fat made you fat, but that's wrong. You want to consume the healthy fats, of course, not both. Of course, we're probably going to be getting into that. It's all about the quality of food you're consuming. Calories do play a part in it, but it's not all about the calories because pizza does not equal broccoli, obviously.
Yeah.
So it's about the quality of food you're consuming, and it's also about knowing what kind of quality ingredients to be looking for in food labels when you're at grocery shopping. And it's also important to know what specific foods you should be eating and are good for digestion and all that kind of stuff. So let's get into number one right here.
Yeah. So let me bring up number one. So number one, breakfast becomes the least important meal of the day when it consists of lattes, cereal and oatmeals, processed bread and bagels. If you are a breakfast fan, that's great, but structure it around protein and healthy fats instead of refined sugar.
Yeah, guys. So a lot of you guys start the day with some bullshit vanilla drink from Starbucks, or you just eat Pop Tarts or something like pancakes, waffles, sugary syrup with high fructose corn syrup. You know it. You're probably consuming it. Stop eating these nonsense foods for breakfast because if you want to start the day healthy, you want to eat something protein packed and healthy, like eggs, maybe some Greek yogurt, organic grass fed if possible, of course. And, or just fast or just do black coffee when you wake up. You don't need to be consuming all these, gross foods in the morning. The first thing you want to eat for the day should be something powerful to get you jump started throughout the day, or just don't eat and just train fasted and, let your body just, heal a little bit and get that autophagy going. So, make sure you always start the day out strong. Studies have shown in the past that if you start the day eating protein from the jump, not fats or carbs, but just straight up protein, you're less likely to consume calories throughout the day.
Yeah, it's more of your body. So there's a thing going on where in your body where your body can process healthier proteins and healthy fats earlier in the day in comparison to later on in the day. And the best thing to do is have these types of foods like healthy proteins and healthy fats in the beginning of the day because it keeps you satiated, like Andrew was saying, where you won't be eating as much later on because you will be full and you will stay full for a good amount of time throughout your day. And so breakfast is a good time to have. Well, breakfast in itself is breaking a fast, right? Breakfast does not consist of always being in the morning, always being, the meal that you have right when you wake up. You probably shouldn't really have a meal right when you wake up. You should take a few hours of time to do things before you eat. What I like to personally do is I like to get something done and be proactive in the beginning of my day. That way, when I go and have my meal, I feel like I earn that meal, right? I feel accomplished to be able to have a meal that I'm going to be eating, right? I want to feel like I earned it. And so, like, whether it be me working a shift at work or me going on a run or doing a workout, stuff like that, doing some sort of errands and stuff, just getting things done, being accountable, not just accountable, but just being able to accomplish things through in the beginning of my day. Once I finish those things, I can be like, okay, I did all these things. Now I deserve to eat and have a meal. What am I going to have? And the first thing I think about is something like eggs, something like a steak, something with that is high protein and that has healthier fats. So that is something definitely that you should stick towards because of, like I said, fats and proteins are easily digestible in the beginning of the day rather than at the end of the day. But let's go to number two. So, number two says stay away from inner aisles at grocery stores. The inner aisles of grocery stores are engineered to keep you addicted. Processed packaged sugar is literally more addictive than cocaine. Stick to the outer loop of the grocery stores. That's where you'll find the real food.
Yeah, so a lot of grocery stores are organized in a certain way to get you to buy the worst products that are for your body, and because these companies want you to get addicted to the food, and I guess they make an arrangement with the grocery stores to have the foods located in a certain area so that you'll go in, you'll buy it, and you'll get addicted to it, and then you're going to come back and keep buying it. Ultimately, these things and these foods make you weak. You need to bypass the part of your brain that wants to go for the sugary stuff, and you need to start understanding nutrition and making healthier choices.
Yes, Kevin. Yes, 100%. What I like to do specifically is if I'm going to a grocery store, because normally what you'll do when you're at a grocery store, right, is you'll go right. I mean, it really depends on how the layout is, but usually you tend to go right, right? And then what will happen is a lot of people they'll go right and then they'll go through the aisles up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. But what you should do is this: go right or whichever way, depending on the layout, and don't go through the aisles. Stick to the outer rim of the go to the outer perimeter of the store. And usually that is where you'll find your produce. That's where you'll find your seafoods, your beef, your deli, your specialty like cheeses and dairy, and you'll find other types of like refrigerated or frozen foods that are a lot healthier for you than a lot of the stuff that's going to be in the center of the store. The center of the store, they're going to have like cereals. They're going to have those protein bars that are supposed to be good for you, but they're not because we've done a lot of different types of uh, grocery hauls where we have pretty much exposed a lot of these protein bars that are not good for you. You can definitely check them out another time, but a lot of these inner aisles they're pretty much high processed foods, ultra high processed foods, which are not beneficial to your body whatsoever. They contain a lot of fructose and a lot of other horrible either sugars or horrible quality ingredients that do nothing for your body but pretty much feed it poison. All it really is a lot of just poison that will slowly kill your body off, and don't do that. Not good. Let's get into number three now. So number three is constant snacking isn't keeping your metabolism high. It's creating insulin resistance.
Because every time you eat, you spike your insulin,
Yeah.
and you want to be careful. And that's why some people find it healthier to do one meal a day. So you eat one big meal, and then you're just fasting. Because every time you snack or eat something, you're spiking your insulin. And if you're constantly doing that, you're constantly giving your body, all this food, and it's not giving it a lot of time to digest. So you want to give your body a break. I mean, humans are not meant, or humans are not really used to, from the grand scheme of things, like evolutionary wise, eating constantly because we didn't always have access to food all the time. So your body's kind of like overdrive. So you don't need to be snacking all day unless you're really like one of those athletes that are doing like really crazy things. Then you can fuel your body a little bit more. But if you're like the average John Doe, then you really don't need to be snacking on crap all day. And if you're snacking, it's usually not on hard-boiled eggs. It's usually some kind of chips or some crap that you don't really need. So you got to trim the fat, so to speak.
Yeah. Like he says here, like Chris says here, it's better for your gut and your brain to eat 1 to 3 bigger meals a day and avoid snacking at all costs. So that's what I like to do is I like to have 1 to 2 meals a day. I usually stick to one, and I usually get all of my stuff in right in the one meal, and I'm pretty much good for the entire day. My body has been trained to do that. I When I was a lot younger, I would have breakfast, lunch, dinner, and like two or three snacks throughout the day. That did a lot of damage to me, honestly. I ended up getting a lot of I was pretty much insulin resistant for a while, and it got to a point where I needed to change my body and change the way that I ate. So I fixed up my nutrition, I cleaned it up, and I used to do like 2 meals a day, and then I went to 1 meal a day, and I'll go back and forth between 1 to 2, but my body is trained enough to be okay with having just one big meal and being good for the rest of the day. And some people, when I talk to them, they say that they don't understand how I can do that, but it's a matter of, because I didn't understand how I could do that, but it's a matter of training your body, getting your body used to uh the process of changing the way that you eat. Because if you can change the way that you eat and you eat the right things, it will become easier for you over time, and it doesn't become a problem at towards later in life. The thing is that once you become insulin resistant, you have to find ways to re uh reenact that and go to being insulin sensitive again. And so by doing that, that is pretty much getting rid of a lot of the carbs, especially a lot of the processed carbs. High processed carbs, get rid of completely, and definitely reduce a lot of your sugar. Drink only like waters or coffee or tea, anything that doesn't really have sugar in it whatsoever. Just drink only those. Those will definitely help you, and also incorporate fasting. So at some point, either intermittent fasting, or try to do some sort of uh 36-hour fasts or something like that. Just in every so often incorporate those, because it definitely will help break your body into a point where you can return insulin resistance into insulin sensitivity, and you can put your metabolism back on track to where it should be. So step number 4, he says, or line number 4 technically, is fruit juices aren't actually healthy. 100% juice is 100% garbage. In fruit juices, the fiber is stripped away, leaving you with the equivalent of a sugar injection straight into your bloodstream.
Yeah, so a lot of these drinks,
Stick
like,
to real fruit.
yeah, a lot of these fruit juices really just sugar, and a lot of people, it just pretty much makes them bloat and stuff, and they don't handle it pretty well. You have to know who your body type, and how well you can handle it, and how much it really affects you. But a lot of people, if you're going to consume any kind of fruit juice, well, don't do that. Just eat regular fruit at least, because you're getting the pure fructose from the fruit, which is a little bit better than a lot of just straight up sugar that's in a lot of. And they put like high fructose corn stuff in some of the drinks. Like, you really need to be watching the ingredient labels. A lot of people don't even eat fruits. A lot of people do not take the sugar very well, and spikes the insulin, and just doesn't really help them. And really, a lot of people's bodies are not really good with that. But you have to know what works for you. But you should really be testing on yourself when it comes to like fruit itself. But fruit juice, probably you don't really need it. You know what I mean? Drink water.
I try to stick away from a lot of these fruit juices. The thing is like you kind of touched on it a little bit, is that fruit juices aren't 100% fruits. It has some sort of process to it, and so there are the qualities of the fruit that you think that you're having aren't all there, right? So if it's, let's say, a pineapple juice, okay? So any qualities that you would have gotten from a pineapple normally, it would be like 100%, right? Just from eating a pineapple. When you have pineapple juice, it can be reduced to like 50%. So you lose like half of the qualities that you could have gotten from pineapple by drinking the pineapple juice, and you just lose all that. Where you could have had the pineapple itself, gotten the qualities that you were looking for just from that, and be completely okay. These companies, it's not just the companies, but it's just the processing, the way that they process it can take a lot of the whether it be like either it be like fibers or antioxidants, stuff like that. Any good qualities that you can lose those by drinking those, because it doesn't have them in there, either by the way of how they process, or by the way that what they add to the drink whatsoever, like sugars or anything like that. It's like a lose-lose situation when you go and deal with that. So the fifth thing is vegetable oils have nothing to do with vegetables. They are heavily processed and highly inflammatory, Cook with healthy fats like avocado, butter, coconut, and olive oil instead.
Yeah, guys. So a lot of these a lot of these oils contain a high amount of omega 6s, which are inflammatory fats, and you shouldn't get. I mean, they're necessary, but you don't. Most people already get enough of those, so you don't want to overboard it. Oils like canola oil, soybean oil, vegetable oil, corn oil, rapeseed oil, or grapeseed oil. Avoid those oils at all costs. They are trash. You don't need them. Cooking with them is still not cool. You can find an alternative, any alternative. Stay away from those oils I just mentioned. They're not good for you. Don't buy them refined, unrefined, organic. No, just don't buy it.
Yeah,
No.
yeah. It doesn't matter where you find them. If you find those types of oils, even at like Trader Joe's or wherever you can find like healthier foods, if you still see those at one of those, I do not recommend you buying those. Definitely stick to avocado, butter, just butter in general, coconut oil, olive oil. Those are the best oils that you can be having. They have more omega 3 fats than omega 6. They stick to
A better
their
balance.
fatty
Yeah.
acid content is a lot better, less inflammatory. These vegetable oils that Andrew just named and just listed, they are heavily processed. They go through such a they're pretty much like the scraps from like example soybean oil. The soybean oil itself is just scrap from soybean that is used for a different product somewhere else, and that is what they use to refine and then make into the soybean oil itself that you use to cook or use to whatever you do with that, right? And a lot of these companies, they use these types of oils to fry or whatever they do with them because it's so cheap. These oils are super cheap because they pretty much don't there's a lot of conspiracy on it where we believe that, at least in Andrew and I's opinion, we believe that these oils, they pretty much can lead to memory loss, and there's just so many different things. We can go on a tangent right now on just on this just one thing, but I don't want to do that because there's still a bunch more stuff that we have to go over. But there's I feel there's a conspiracy where the government and big food and big
They're trying
pharma,
to make you fat pretty
they
much
want you
and
to use they
desperate
want
and
you to
depressed.
drink and eat this stuff to control you. It's you can call me conspiracy theorist. You can believe me,
America is very
whatever.
unhealthy right now. So I mean, just look at the people around you at the grocery store, and they're probably consuming a lot of canola oil. Very
It's
evident.
yeah.
Just olive oil is a really great oil and something that should be being consumed. Olive oil is one of the like top tier, organic, unrefined. You know, cooking with olive oil is also great. Guys, definitely stick to the good fats like
Yeah,
that.
olive oil and butter taste better than those over processed syrupy oils anyways. Exactly.
Right.
And the thing is that the oils that and people always say, "Oh, fats are, what's killing you. This is why you're having heart attacks, or this is why you have heart disease because you're eating you're having all these oils." If I am having those problems, is because I'm having these oils specifically. You will not see that happen to someone who, number one, eats healthier foods in general, but also uses and cooks with the avocado, butter, coconut oils, and olive oils.
Yeah,
You don't really see that.
remember when you get coconut oil, you want to get unrefined, extra virgin coconut oil, guys. Remember, unrefined, organic coconut oil. Remember those key terms. And when it comes to butter, make sure you get grass-fed
Fed butter.
butter,
No
Kerrygold.
margarine.
Yeah,
No
no,
margarine.
don't do margarine. That's crap. That is a design to make you weak and retarded.
Yes.
And make sure you look for grass-fed butter as Kerrygold, or there are different look for brands that just says grass-fed on it.
Yeah. All right. So number 6, labels like heart healthy or natural usually are far from it. They're marketing tactics designed to make you think they're healthy. If they were truly healthy and natural, Would they have to tell you?
Yeah, like you
Probably
guys
not.
know, egg, just egg, it's healthy. Avocado healthy, right? Equals healthy, right? Macadamia nuts,
Yeah.
extremely healthy.
Cheerios, when they say heart healthy, are they
No, or even
though?
like corn oil, say heart healthy,
Ooh,
guys. That's
no.
nonsense. That is just a way for them to make you fat and miserable and hate yourself. Do not consume stuff that says heart healthy. Trust your instinct. You know it to be true.
Yeah, because they can do these things. They can put heart healthy and stuff like that on these because there will be some sort of ingredient in there that has that quality. But the problem is that that's not the only ingredient that's in that product, and the other ingredients can pretty much counteract the ingredient that's supposed to be heart healthy, and it will do negative effects to you over time. Like I already brought up with Cheerios, they I'm pretty sure they have a bunch of ingredients that are in there that could, in theory, on in in a vacuum, be heart healthy. However, they have sugars and they have a bunch of other ridiculous ingredients within that freaking box that could reduce the benefits and probably even backtrack your progress in whatever you're doing, especially with your heart. If you have a condition, you probably shouldn't be having Cheerios. You probably should be
Guys, yeah, you
eating
should be
meats,
consuming a lot of
eating
meats and
vegetables.
healthy
Like,
stuff, guys.
stay
Whole
far away.
foods. Whole foods.
Whole foods. All right. Number 7, low fat is also misleading. It's usually a disguise for artificial, high in sugar, heavily processed. Think twice before buying these products.
Guys, as always, make sure you're looking at the ingredient labels of these products and make sure you're avoiding sugar at all costs. Low fat, a lot of fats are healthy, guys. Remember, like we said, the olive oil, the fat in egg yolk is healthy. Macadamia nuts, the fat from that, Brazil nuts, certain types of nuts and seeds, like fat from that is very good. Fat has a high omega-3. The fat from butter, grass fed, remember, is a little bit higher in omega-3. It'll help you guys out. It's good fats. Even fats like from bacon. So a lot of people are afraid of saturated fat. Saturated fat, like anything, in like too much contents can be bad, right? You don't want to eat like a pack of bacon at once.
Or,
That's
well, like, yeah, like anywhere between over 3/4 of a pound, I would believe, is like something that's really, depending on of course, your height, weight, and calorie intake. s- Anything over 3/4 of a pound of bacon is not going to be good for you. There's too much saturated fat there, which again, it can lead
yeah, you don't
to
need
any
too much of it,
problems.
but it in a good amount of it, moderation is okay.
Yeah.
But just don't be combining fats and sugars. That's what you don't want
Yeah.
to do that. Don't want to do that.
Talking on carbs from earlier, even though you both avoid them, how do we feel about rice in replacement of breads and other carbs?
Well, the truth about rice is that a lot of rice has a lot of arsenic, and you have to be careful about that. Apparently, I think white rice, has a little bit less arsenic than brown rice, if I'm not mistaken. But rice is it's kind of touchy because the way a lot of rice is processed is not really too good for you. You want to get organic rice and you want to get it from certain sources that are at least minimally processed. Like a lot of people say that, like, I mean, there's always the fight brown rice versus white rice, and there's always like back and forth. It really depends on on your body type, and a lot of people, even when it comes to carbs like rice, because it's very a lot of starches, and it could spike your insulin a lot, just rice. So a lot of people might be good with rice, but the way things are right now, with the way food is being processed in America,
Not
you might want to be careful.
Yeah.
If you're noticing a lot of bloating after you eat rice, you're not really feeling good, maybe you should take rice out. It's not now sweet potatoes a little bit different. I think sweet potatoes are actually more healthier than rice. But
Yeah.
yeah, rice you got to be careful with. It really depends on your body type and how much you can handle. But
Yeah, the best thing to do is, like, if you
I know a lot of research they still got to do on rice, but and
yeah,
some,
I feel like it's more of like on a personal level that you need to do your own personal research on. If you have to try it and see how you feel after you eat it. If you don't have a if you don't feel 100%, or you can feel that there's either some sort of sidestep, maybe like
yeah.
either you're lightheaded or you're foggy and or like Andrew was saying before, if you are bloated, anything like that, if you start to feel any of those types of things, maybe you should just replace it and try a different type of carb, maybe like we said before, sweet potato, any type of healthy carb. Just try to replace it and see if that works better, and then just keep finding the right carb that can work best for you.
Yeah, remember, you don't want to have too much of anything, right? So, don't have too much rice. You might feel a little bit bloated. It might not be
And
a
don't
good
have too
effect
much
after
sweet
that.
potato either.
Yeah,
You just
not
want to
not
have
too much
just
of
enough.
anything, right?
You want
So,
just enough. So let's go to the next thing. So let's go to 8. The quality of your calories will determine the quality of your health, mood, and energy. It's true, calories in and calories out are all that matter for weight loss. However, if your calories come from garbage sources, you're also going to feel like
yeah,
garbage.
just about like it's not only about like weight wise, just your overall health is about the quality of food you eat, not just about calories. Now, no one should be consuming a bunch of calories. It's not really necessary, especially if you don't live an active lifestyle. Like, why? Why are you eating so much? Stop it. Stop it.
Stop it.
You don't want to look like the average American.
No,
You just
no.
don't want to.
And listen, there's I'm gonna give out a little bit of I'm gonna give a little bit of information here that not a lot of people will know, and you'll definitely be able to find it from us later in the future. But if you like, let's talk about calories here for a second, right? If you are gonna have like 1,000 calories, your body isn't actually consuming 1,000 calories. And now let me explain that real quick, because you got to remember that you are feeding yourself, but you're also keeping your body running. So I would say, I think there's a couple studies that say about 25% of those calories go to keeping your internal heat and like the rest of your body running. And so 25% of that will go to there. So that's 250 calories gone. So that's 750 calories that your body is then intaking, which goes into your microgut biome, right? And so that is something that you should know uh, off the top of your head, that if you eat 1,000 calories, you're not actually having that thousand. You're having 750 calories technically, and don't let that go to your head and be like, oh, if that's the case, then maybe I should have more calories. No, don't do that either. Stick with the amount of calories that you went with initially before I just said that, and just let your body take in what it needs to take in, because you need to keep your body running at all costs. And if you can go with a caloric deficit and keep your body running, then that's what you want to do. You just want to understand that sometimes if you're going to have either a small amount of calories, that some of it is going to go somewhere else. And you need to know that you need to understand how your body runs and functions. So that's what that does. But we can go a lot deeper into that at another point in time. Not This is not the time for that. Number 9, caffeine isn't the end all solution for low energy. Sunlight, sleep, and proper nutrition are.
A lot of you guys are always relying on supplements and certain things to keep you awake, like Monster energy drinks, Red Bull. Stop it. We
Stop it.
need to go back to the basics of human life, the basics of humanity. Literally, just getting vitamin D from the sun and getting enough sleep at night and not being on your freaking phone all night watching dumb TikTok videos, and then making sure you're getting proper nutrition from heart healthy foods, like actual healthy foods that only have one ingredient, right? Like, these are the basics that should be achieved, that could easily be achieved, but so many people are just lost and all these distractions and sedations of the current society
And
that we live in.
addictive personalities
Yeah,
as
get
well.
the basics, guys. Sleep, sunlight, and just eating the right foods, and try to get your mind out of all this garbage that the average person is falling victim under,
Yeah,
which of course is caused by self.
yeah, because caffeine isn't bad, right? But if you have too much of it, and especially if you have caffeine from products that are definitely not good for you, like for example, soda has caffeine,
Some of it, and
but that doesn't mean it's good for you, right? Coffee has caffeine, but you can either do really well and either not have anything in it, drink it black, and get all the good qualities of caffeine, or you could be terrible and put in a bunch of sugar and horrible creamers and stuff like that, and make it just a jumbled mess of sugary terribleness, right? You have to play with caffeine, but you can't also be addicted to the caffeine. Some people get very addicted to caffeine and they will drink caffeine all day,
yeah,
the
no,
entire
yeah,
day,
don't do that.
and if they drink it in the with the terrible ingredients of creamers and terrible sugars, then they're not giving themselves proper nutrition. The best thing to do is to make sure you get enough sleep, like 6, at the least 6 hours sleep. Get as close to 8 hours as possible. I need to do that. I need to make sure that I can get myself 8 hours of sleep because I don't do that. I need to do that. But also going outside, being able to go for a run, just doing something outside then other than just going from your house to your car and then from your car to wherever you're going and vice versa, right? You need to be more you need to be outside longer than just doing those things. You need to be either going for a run, doing yard work, whatever it might be, right? You just go outside, especially when it's nice out, and enjoy the day. That way your body will be able to have energy. Your body can have the best energy when you sleep well, when you are in sunlight, and when you eat right, because especially when you eat right, trust me when I say this, when you eat right, you have more energy than you think. I even when I sleep for like 3 hours, but I eat right, I still have energy like if I only slept for like 6 or 5 hours. It's it's great. Just eat right, make sure you get sleep, go outside, touch grass. So number 10, protein and creatine aren't only for bodybuilders. Everyone should be eating 0.75 grams of protein per pound of body weight or more a day to maintain muscle mass and hormone levels.
I'll say a lot of people should strive for 1 pound, 1 gram per pound of body weight. So if you're 165 pounds, 165 grams a day of protein, if you can, try to get as much as you can. Protein is the building block of muscle, obviously. And you want to focus on proteins more than carbs and fats, especially in today's society. Make sure you're getting complete proteins with all the essential amino acids. So a lot of meats and eggs will have, especially eggs, all the
Especially
essential
eggs.
amino acids. Like peanut butter is not a complete protein, for example, does not
Yeah.
have all 9 essential amino acids, and is an incomplete protein and is not great for building muscle.
Yeah.
So make sure
The
you stick to the good protein.
protein. Peanut butter is also very addictive. So if you have an addictive personality, if you know that you can get addicted to things easily, just stay away from peanut butter.
Right.
Don't try to think that, oh, peanut butter has protein, I can have some peanut butter. No, don't do that. Like Andrew's saying, meats and eggs, especially whole eggs, not like just only egg whites.
You
Just
get
have
the
the
healthy
whole.
fats from
Just
the
get the egg.
egg
Just
yolk.
get the whole thing, man.
Remember, pasture raised eggs, guys.
Yeah, and organic.
Pasture raised and organic eggs, not the average white egg. No.
No, get some brown eggs in here. It's good stuff. Honestly, do your best to have as much. Try to do your best to have as much protein as possible. Like this guy said, and like Andrew said, about 3/4 of a gram to a gram of protein per pound of body weight that you have is the best thing to do, especially if you want to either maintain or build on your muscle. So let's get on to the next one, which is carbs aren't making you fat. In fact, they're great around workouts for energy and recovery. Just avoid the refined, heavily processed garbage and try to always pair with a protein source.
There are some good carbs, like even
Yeah, we
there are
brought up
some
some of
carbs in
those.
avocados, sweet potatoes, things like that. But most carbs, when you think of like carbs and sugar, it's all processed, refined. Stay away from all that garbage. Bread, especially bread, has no nutritional value and should be avoided at all costs. All these white foods, just stay away from them. Know your body, know how much you can take, experiment, find out what works for you. But that's what I think is powerful, is staying away from all the sugars, but staying with grass-fed, grass-finished meats, stuff from the earth, just pure stuff that is not tampered with, that can be digested good and that can work for you. You simply have to find what works best for your body type and the way your body functions.
Exactly. The best thing to do
I
is,
think keto works great for a
yeah,
lot of people and
keto is
carnivore, but
good.
some people don't do too well with it. Maybe you can incorporate some vegetables in it. Just make sure you're getting stuff organic. Make sure you're getting high quality foods to make a high quality life.
Exactly. The best thing to do, and all you really need to do uh, is understand which carbs. The best way to find out if certain carbs are processed or not processed is where you get it from, right? If you get some sort of carb and it's in like a box or it's in like a can or something like that, it's probably not going to be the best thing. If you can get carbs that you can pick from, like, let's say produce department, right? Then you're getting more nutritional value right there than in comparison of getting the same item or whatever but in a box. And like when I talk about a box, you're looking at like a box that looks like a cereal box or something that you would find in the center aisles, right? You want to go and get it from the whole thing and not just from
Yeah, make sure
a
if you're gonna
little
get carbs, at
piece.
least have carbs that have fiber in it, so it could help you out and satiate you more
Yes,
and
exactly.
help you with constipation.
Yes, you must poop. 12. Going too low on carbs and fats lowers testosterone production in men. If you're trying to lose weight, be careful going too low on healthy fats and carbs. A balanced diet, a caloric deficit is key to losing weight and maintaining healthy hormone levels.
I don't even know about the carbs. I mean, you can get a little bit of carbs. You just remember quality. Just be aware of how much you're
Yeah, I
consuming.
think
Don't go
it's
overboard.
yeah, I think
But
he's talking about I think when he's talking about carbs going too low, I think he means like pretty much from like 0 to like
yeah,
what's a basic thing for keto?
50
Like
grams.
50
Yeah.
grams. So pretty much like
Remember, get it from
0 to
good
like 20
sources.
grams, let's
Get it
say.
from good
Is too
sources of
low.
carbs, like avocados, definitely. Or macadamia nuts, some carbs from that. Even like Brazilian nuts or walnuts, pecans, stuff like that. Healthy fats.
Yeah.
But guys, yeah, don't you want to focus on protein, of course, but you also want to get good, high quality fats to help with testosterone production and overall health in general, because fats that are ill processed good for you and it'll make you feel a lot better. You don't want to go too low on the protein. Lean meats are cool and everything, but just make sure you're getting, as I said, macadamia nuts and avocados are two great sources of fats right there that you should be getting probably every day. And olive oil, avocado oil, avocados itself. I mean, really, you really want to be focusing on stuff like that
Yeah,
too.
and like people will try to a lot of people want to focus on specifically like carnivore or vegan or whatever. The Some of them might work for some people, some might not, but the best thing and what overall will work for a lot of people is having whole healthy proteins from meat, having whole healthy carbs from fruits, vegetables, and getting fats from a myriad of those specific types of products, whether it be butter, whether it be egg, whether it be salmon or other types of wild caught fish
Wild caught guys, not
specifically.
farm raised.
But yes, and knowing the types of quality of these products as well is also very important. Organic, whether that be just pretty much all of it, right? Grass fed, which goes with mostly beef, pasture raised, which goes mostly with things like pork and chicken, and wild caught, which goes for seafood. Those types of qualities are very important on getting the best quality of the product that you're trying to consume. You want to have those because they have more of the qualities that you're looking for, whether it be high proteins or the the perfect amount of protein, amino acids, and fatty acids. Right, you want to try to get all those that are the highest quality possible because your body will be able to consume that and it will be able to enrich pretty much all of your cells and pretty much your entire body by being able to eat those things. And eating properly will boost not just like your energy, but for men it'll boost your testosterone. It can boost just a million your brain function, a myriad of different things it could do just by eating the best quality foods.
Yeah, guys. So those are 12 things to be aware of to make you live a healthier life and be more aware of and have a good season coming up. Guys, make sure you always be reading the nutrition labels and trying to overall improve your health at all times. There's so many things you can do, little steps you can take. Get away from the processed garbage and start consuming whole foods right now to make you feel better, lose weight, and just be an overall better person. And it'll affect all the good things in your life if you can just start by eating healthy.
Yeah.
So if you guys found this valuable, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to our channel if you have not already. Guys, definitely check out our other nutritional videos and playlists. And we're going to see you guys in the next video.